In his writing, The Memory of His Childhood, Sigmund Freud observes Leonardo da Vinci through a psychoanalytic lens. While Vinci's artistic masterpieces were widely acknowledged in the Italian Renaissance, Leonardo's ideas and experiments, ranging from anatomy to aerodynamics to botany, positioned him far ahead of his time. Freud marks the pivot from art to science in Vinci's pursuits after the fall of Ludovico Moro. Leonardo's secure position in Milan was upended, leading to a period of instability and reduced external success. In an era when scholarly inquiry was heavily influenced by ancient authority and the church, Leonardo's empirical approach to understanding the natural world was revolutionary. His contemporaries were unable to grasp the significance of his scientific pursuits, such as dissections of human dead bodies and horses, and they viewed his activities as either frivolous or suspiciously akin to sorcery or dark magic. Freud mentions the unusual facets of Leonardo da Vinci's complex nature. Despite his aversion to war and speculated to be a vegetarian, he designed military weapons and work for the ruthless figure Cesare Borgia. This dichotomy reflects the broader complexity of human nature where conflicting traits coexist. Another unique aspect was Leonardo da Vinci's attitude towards procreation and sex, exhibiting a certain frigidity and disinterest in sexuality. Despite being known for his exploration of feminine beauty in art, Leonardo expressed disdain for procreation and sexual acts, viewing them as repulsive and only upheld by societal norms. Accusations of homosexuality during Leonardo's apprenticeship under Verrocchio further complicated his sexual identity. Leonardo's investigations served his art, aiding in mastering the imitation of nature. However, his curiosity extended beyond artistic needs, delving into diverse subjects like light, human anatomy, and mechanics. As he transitioned back to artistic endeavors, Leonardo was unable to limit his demands or isolate work from their broader context. He often left creations unfinished. As per Freud's infantile sexual research, Leonardo da Vinci's intense thirst for knowledge may stem from early childhood experiences. Da Vinci's youth remains poorly documented. Born as a bastard child, he likely grew up in his father's household before apprenticing under Andrea del Verrocchio. However, Freud brings light to one curious mention of Da Vinci's childhood in his scientific notebooks. He recalls a peculiar memory involving a vulture coming down to him while he was in the cradle, opening his mouth with its tail and striking him on the lips. This memory is unusual both in the content and in the age to which it is attributed. The possibility of retaining a memory from infancy is uncertain, and the content of Leonardo's memory seems improbable. Freud proposes that it's not a genuine recollection, but rather a fantasy constructed later in life and projected onto his childhood. Childhood memories, unlike conscious memories from adulthood, are often distorted and altered over time, serving the purpose of later trends or desires. They resemble early historical writing, which was influenced by the present beliefs and wishes, rather than providing an accurate depiction of the past. He explores the symbolic significance of the vulture in connection to maternal imagery, linking it to ancient Egyptian beliefs about motherhood and reproduction, as well as theological implications regarding the Virgin Mary's conception. He suggests that Leonardo, upon encountering the fable of the vulture's mode of conception, may have associated it with his own birth, symbolically representing himself as the vulture child, who had a mother but no father. The association would have been reinforced by theological implications of the fable, particularly its connection to the miraculous conception of Christ by the Virgin Mary. Freud suggests that Leonardo's preoccupation with its origins and early sexual researches may have fueled his later scientific pursuits, such as fascination with bird flight. In context of Leonardo's vulture fantasy, the tale symbolizes his childhood curiosity about his mother's genitalia, stemming from his belief that she, like him, possessed a penis. Freud uses the theory of penis envy to explain children's assumption of universal penis possession. Freud discusses the common patterns observed in psychoanalytical studies of homosexual patients, emphasizing the intense early attachments to maternal figures, often reinforced by absent or passive fathers. His fixation influences his romantic and sexual desires, leading him to seek male partners who serve as substitutes for himself in childhood. However, Freud acknowledges the limitations of this explanation, recognizing that homosexuality can arise from various psychosexual inhibitory processes and unknown constitutional factors, thereby underscoring the complexity of the sexual orientation genesis. Through Saint Anne and two others, Leonardo seems to confront and reconcile with the complex emotions surrounding his childhood, particularly the conflict between his biological mother and stepmother. The smile of Saint Anne, reminiscent of Caterina's smile, serves as a poignant reminder of the humble origins of the woman who bore Leonardo, juxtaposed with the aristocratic imagery often depicted in Italian painting. In this way, Leonardo's artwork becomes a reflection of his personal history, imbued with themes of maternal love, sacrifice, and social hierarchy. Through his art, he pays homage to the woman who brought him into the world, acknowledging her influence on his life and work despite the challenges that she faced. Another theme that Freud emphasizes is Da Vinci's exploration of the enigmatic smile in the Mona Lisa. Painted during his second period in Florence, Da Vinci dedicated meticulous attention to capturing the elusive expression. According to Vasari, Leonardo employed various techniques to keep his subject amused during sittings, ensuring the smile remained intact. Despite its eventual acclaim, Da Vinci withheld the Mona Lisa and instead took it with him to France. This act suggests Leonardo's perpetual dissatisfaction with his work and his relentless pursuit of perfection. Some biographers speculate on the personal significance of the smile of Leonardo, suggesting it may have been influenced by memories or ideals relating to his mother Caterina. Other scholars propose that the smile represents Leonardo's idealized version of femininity, reflecting his complex relationship with beauty and perfection. Freud speculates that Leonardo's ability to capture the dual nature of tenderness and menace in Mona Lisa's smile reflects his deep-seated connection to his earliest memories of his mother's affection. While little is known of his biological mother, Caterina, Leonardo's meticulous record-keeping, especially regarding his mother's funeral expenses, reflects a repressed mourning process triggered by her death, rooted in his unresolved childhood attachment to her. Freud suggests that this behavior reveals remnants of his repressed libidinal impulses, shaping his erotic life and aligning with his early fantasy of the vulture. His mother's love, born out of loneliness and the absence of a husband, became a substitute for both maternal and paternal care, shaping Leonardo's understanding of love and intimacy from a young age. This early exposure to intense maternal affection, symbolized by his fantasy of the vulture, may have prematurely matured his erotic impulses, leading to a partial loss of his masculinity. Works like Leda and John the Baptist depict figures with feminine delicacy and effeminate forms, gazing mysteriously as if guarding a secret of love and fulfillment. Freud acknowledges the speculative nature of his research, and also that such interpretations may provoke indignation or outrage, especially when applied to a revered figure like Leonardo. However, he urges readers to set aside their prejudices and consider the significance of these fantasies and interpretations in understanding Leonardo's complex psyche, childhood experiences, memories, and sexuality.